and the great flood. Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Tonight, we continue the story that began in the garden and moved into a broken world. This is a story about sadness and hope, about judgment and mercy, and about a man who walked with God while the whole world walked away. So, snuggle in, take a slow, deep breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let your heart grow quiet as you experience God's presence. And now, let's begin. After the children of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel and Seth, the world kept growing. Families spread across the open lands. Children were born. Cities were built. People learned to farm, to build, to create music and tools. Life went on. But something else grew too. The farther people moved from the garden, the farther their hearts moved from God's perfect way. Instead of listening to Him, they listened to themselves. Instead of loving one another, they loved only themselves. Instead of receiving all they needed from God, they elbowed their way to the top, trampling others to get what they wanted. The Bible tells us that violence filled the earth, and that people did what felt right in their own eyes. But their thoughts were full of selfishness, anger, and pride. God saw it all. He looked down from heaven on to the earth, and His heart was very heavy in His chest. The world He had made so good was now broken by sin. But even in that darkness, God did not give up. He hoped that there would be a chance to save it all. God looked and looked up and down, left and right, scanning the earth for someone good. Then God found someone different. His name was Noah. Noah lived many generations after Adam. He was not famous, he was not powerful. But Noah loved God. The Bible says Noah walked with God, kind of like Adam and Eve did in the garden. While others ignored God's voice, Noah listened. While others chose evil, Noah chose what was right. And God noticed. He notices you too. One day, God spoke to Noah. He told him something shocking. The world had become so full of evil that God would wash it clean. A great flood was coming, but God also had a plan to save. God told Noah to build an ark, a huge wooden boat, bigger than anything the world had ever seen. It would save Noah, his family, and every kind of animal. All that was good could remain in the world. Noah listened. Building the ark took many years. People laughed at Noah. They mocked him and watched him build the big boat, the ark. "Why are you building a boat on dry land?" they asked. Rain had never fallen like that before, they reasoned. You must have heard wrongly, they suggested. But Noah kept working. He trusted God more than he trusted the people. He obeyed God more than he cared about fitting in. Day after day, year after year, the big boat slowly took shape. Inside the ark, Noah prepared rooms. Food was stored. And then it was finally ready. The animals came two by two, lions and lambs, birds and cattle, creeping things and crawling things, big things and small things, feathered things and furry things. Every creature God wanted saved found its way inside. Can you imagine them walking in, looking at Noah, and finding a space to settle in the ark he built? Then, one day, God shut the door of the ark. They were all safe inside. The rain began. At first, it fell gently, then louder and harder still. Rain poured from the sky. Water burst from the ground. The rivers rose. The lakes overflowed. The seas swelled. Soon the whole earth was covered in water. The flood washed away everything that stood against God. But inside the ark there was safety. The ark floated above the waters, gently rocked back and forth by the waves, carried by God himself. For 40 days and 40 nights the rain fell, and when it stopped, the waters slowly began to fade away. One day Noah opened a window to peek outside. He sent out a raven, then a dove. At first, the dove returned. There was nowhere yet to land. But later, the dove fluttered back with a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak. Noah knew life was returning. Hope was alive. The waters were pulling back. Finally, God spoke again. "Noah," he said, "come out of the ark." Noah and his family stepped onto dry ground. All the animals came out, excitedly galloping around. Looking at it all, Noah saw that the world was quiet. It was clean and new, like in the beginning, when God said, "It is good." The first thing Noah did right there and then was to thank God. And God made a special promise. God placed a rainbow in the sky, a sign, a promise that he would never again destroy the whole earth with a flood. Every time the rainbow appears, it reminds us of God's mercy. Even when the world is broken, God keeps his promises. Even when people fail, God remains faithful. So remember this, my friend. God sees those who walk with him. God protects those who trust him. God saves those who listen to him. And even in the deepest waters, God always leaves room for hope. You will never be alone where his love cannot reach you. You can rest knowing that your protector is close. Just as God watched over Noah in the ark, he is watching over you. And now you know the true story. Close your eyes and rest your heart in God's presence. Until our next story.